I started counting, hit 11 of these nickel drinks, and then said 11 over and over as he handed me drinks. I said, "What?"
Here comes
and
the
then
airplane.
2 of her fingers hit the dangly thing in the back of my throat.
And I remember all the girls saying, like, we can smell vodka on your breath. Bowling balls.
Everything for a massive Rube Goldberg
Yeah,
machine.
exactly. And at the end is Zach Galifianakis unharmed.
And welcome back to A Couple of Fellas. How have you been, friend?
Dude, I've been doing okay. You know, making some moves, still riding that positivity train I think I've been on the last couple episodes.
Hush, Freya.
Oh.
It's not time to hear from you. We're going to hear about Steve's positive investments, I think. Is that what you're talking about? All of your GameSTONKs going through the roof?
Yeah, dude, my GameSTONKs, you would not believe the amount of profits I have made, dude. They are selling PS5s out the wazoo. They're hitting the moon any day now, I swear to God.
69,420 is not a meme.
No, absolutely not. Not a meme at all. Never was a joke. It is a precise calculation. We are getting to 69,420, and then we are all going to be billionaires. And we're all going to hang out with Daddy Musk because we'll finally be on his level, and we'll all make rocket ships together, and we'll all fly out of the universe.
It sounds like heaven.
Yeah, dude.
It's beautiful, Steven.
And GME is the gateway to our Lord and Savior's palace of eternal life.
How long? Not how long until, I guess. What are the chances that a religion springs up around Musk if he successfully colonizes Mars?
Oh, man. Does he
We're
want...
pretty close to it. No, I don't think he would want it, and I doubt it would be sanctioned.
He would
by
be
him.
their reluctant god. Elon Musk, the reluctant god.
Yeah, Master Musk.
Yeah.
Messiah Musk.
He already has some strange powers, dude. His tweets become reality.
Especially in the stock market.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the stock market.
How brilliant of him to have positioned himself in a way where he can legally and publicly buy a bunch of Bitcoin, and that increases the value of the Bitcoin.
Right.
And then he can tweet about Bitcoin, and that like he can literally generate himself money with tweets.
Yeah.
Maybe more effectively and on a bigger scale than anyone else.
Yeah. And it still doesn't bother me as market manipulation for some reason.
Because it's not. I mean,
yeah, it's really not.
It's not him manipulating it. And even if it's knowing and willing, like, it's not his action that's doing the manipulation.
Right.
It's like, people will be idiots.
Yeah.
And this is just what happens when I do what I want to.
Yeah. Like I've said before, dude, I can't stay mad at the guy. I really can't.
Yeah. There's a couple of things he's said or done where I'm like, ugh, maybe not. But for the most part, I feel like of the evil billionaire geniuses, he's got the most good of humanity at heart.
Right, right.
Or in mind. Whatever.
Yeah.
Some organ, he's storing that.
Oh.
Pancreas.
If you had trying to figure out how to phrase this. Like I was gonna say, if you had the opportunity to work at like Tesla or SpaceX, would you take it? Although I know that like that's not your like
I mean
planned career.
If there was some way, it would be pretty sweet.
Like, oh my God.
You mean like
imagine
eschewing a career in medicine to do engineering, but it's at one of these companies?
Dude, what if SpaceX needs a biological engineer?
That's actually kind of something I was thinking about earlier today.
A biomedical engineer, yeah. So like, because eventually people are going to be going in these rockets and like
get that Austin Medical School, dude. That would be the place to be to start this branch of study.
Could you imagine?
And reach into the entrepreneurial side of it. I could maybe found a business and partner with Elon Musk.
Dude, yeah, you could get bought up and then be his like vice president of biomedical engineering. Astromedical engineering.
Keep it quiet. I want that thing to be. I haven't found any links online.
Is that the title or no? Do we not want that out there too much? Do we not want it out there in text?
I think we don't want it out there in text.
We don't want.
We have a small enough
viewership
viewership that it won't go broad. I think until I have a chance to act on it. If I get the chance to go to that school.
Oh, those would be big bleeps.
Yeah. Well, could we bleep it? Yeah. Is it worth it? Probably not.
It's too cool to say.
Right, and I've Googled it, and there's nothing really for it right now, which means that literally I would have the opportunity to try and start that as a discipline at whatever med school I go
Yeah,
to,
man.
and in Austin would be the best place to do that.
Yeah.
I think that that would have to be the path I follow if that was the opportunities that line up in front of me.
Dude, that would be like one of those. I feel like that would eventually turn into one of those specialty engineering fields. Like, there's people who do like,
Biomedical engineering wasn't a degree 10 years ago.
right, exactly. Or even like ocean engineering. Like, that's specifically for people who work on like boats and submarines and
Mhm.
things like that. Or like
Deep sea oil rigs.
even like aerospace engineering. It's like a very specific field of like
It's like
mechanical.
weapons and planes and jets and rockets and
Yeah,
satellites,
exactly.
and
And
each
so,
of those are kind of their own niche area of engineering too.
right. But yeah, if you became the daddy of astromedical engineering
It'd
and
be
like you kids were
pretty
majoring in
sweet.
something you invented.
I think it'd be pretty fucking sweet. I just
Yeah.
gotta make sure I get to a point where I have enough leverage or copyright or whatever that when I bring it up, it doesn't just get robbed out from under me
Right, right,
in
right.
some egregious tale of like university misjustice
You gotta take out a copyright tomorrow.
before we copyright a couple of fellas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is far more valuable, I would say.
Honestly, maybe. I feel like this is potentially the best career future idea I've had, original idea anyway.
Even if that's just what you named a business that you were to start, you just named it Astromedical, like, Engineering Incorporated.
Yeah. And then it's a tax haven and we can be wealthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Donate to our Patreon, Astromedical Fellas.
Yeah. Oh,
Astromedical Fellas maybe is the title.
wow.
I kind of dig it, but I
That's also setting a high bar for ourselves.
yeah,
Astromedical fellas.
and
That
it
sounds like a
wouldn't be
stoner term, I would say.
oh, you're
Dude, this is
right.
some fucking astromedical shit, dude.
Astromedical grade.
Yeah, dude, this is astromedical grade weed.
It could also be the Astromedical would be a great name for a cannabis business.
Yeah. Oh my god, wow, yeah. That's what
I'd
people always
invest in
say, that
that.
they get sent to the moon.
Yeah.
They're
To the moon,
astronauts.
baby.
Yeah,
Right now, during this Dogecoin GameStonk hype,
right.
to the moon is the best branding you could have. Astromedical Farms. Here we go, baby.
Dude, I'm just saying, if
I'm gonna
you're
copyright and make every business with this title. Everything tangentially related to either of the words.
dude, I'm just saying, yeah, if you wanted to start an astromedical engineering company and then also just have, like, a little cannabis, like, dispensary on the side, you could totally just, like, name it, like, Astromedical also. Just have it all
You're
be under the
right.
same thing.
On my campus,
Yeah,
on my little Apple campus for
exactly.
astromedical engineers.
Perfect.
Perfect. Ah, it's great.
The
Instead of
Zane
a
Cook
drug
School
testing
of
policy
Astromedical Engineering.
at this school, instead of a drug test or school institute company, whatever.
Right, right.
Instead of a drug testing policy, it's like you are tested that you have to have
Right.
THC in
Yeah,
your blood.
exactly, exactly. You gotta think outside the box here at Astromedical Engineering and Cannabis.
But then you do have to fact check all your work sober.
Right, right, yeah, of course. We have our limits here.
Right? There's some quality and risk management stuff involved in that that I don't even want to begin to mire in.
Right, right.
But anyway,
Hmm,
that's a business idea, tickling
definitely.
around
Hell yeah.
a little something. Working on any business moves of yourself, of your own,
Uh,
for yourself? Who knows what I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know
say?
how publicly and specifically I wanna talk, but yeah, no, definitely just, like, in general, like, just getting far more into investing, making my money work for me. A passive income sounds amazing. Just, I don't know. I feel like up to
OP
this point,
stream.
I've been fine. Like, better than fine, I would say. I would say, like, rising. Um, but at the same time, I feel like I've been burning money. So, yeah, just
Oh, I do.
try to set myself up a little bit better. And it's exciting, honestly.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it must be nice to be able to start working on and building a nest egg in the future, but I just filled out 2 FAFSAs.
I
So,
mean that if yeah, right. If but that's building for your future, totally.
yeah.
Yeah, I hate when I walk down the street and I see all these just homeless doctors because they've not built a future for themselves, offering surgery for pennies on the dollar. I swear I'm certified.
The Tijuana organ market is booming.
Yeah, exactly. With all these Just
Yeah, fair enough. Hopefully I make it back.
absolute
We'll
rock
see.
bottom doctors.
No yeses yet. It is currently what, February 12th, but
It's Feb
5 interviews.
Okay, okay.
The average number for a medical school applicant, and I think that would mean for who gets accepted, would
Right.
be 2 or 3.
Oh, man,
So,
okay.
no guarantees, but fingers frickin' crossed.
Yeah,
This
dude.
should be the year.
Absolutely. Do
Oh,
they, like, talk to each other to keep those numbers low? Like, do most medical schools know who other medical schools are interviewing?
I don't think that information is shared between them explicitly.
Hmm.
I don't believe so.
Do they know how many places you've applied to?
Um
I wonder.
on my AMCAS, they get my AMCAS, so they see, I think, the list of schools that I
I
applied
wonder
to,
how that affects it.
right? They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he's got a real high opinion of himself."
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that happening before, like, kids who, like, are far better than a school, but, like, I don't know, maybe the school knows who else or, like, they see that their grades are too high and they assume, like, "Oh, well, he's also
He's
applying to
not gonna go
Harvard."
here. Why are we wasting our time?
Well, not even our time, but our acceptance rate on him.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not the case. Any of the schools I applied to, I would be really thrilled to go to, honest to God.
Mm,
And of the 5 I've interviewed at, all of them seem unbelievable. I would be so freaking excited to go
yeah.
to any of them. Oh,
Dude, there was this one school who was, like, a big team, probably, like, generally the second best in our league in wrestling in college, called the Apprentice School in Newport News, Virginia. I don't know if you've heard of it.
oh, I know Newport News, but not the apprentice school.
So, it's a trade school,
Sounds it.
but and from what I've heard from the people around town, because it's, like, a big deal, is that it has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard
Whoa.
because it is the place to go for trades.
Like if you want to be an aircraft maintenance person for hypersonic jets.
Uh, no, I mean, like, electricians, stuff like that, like
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
But the electricians that do the White
Builders,
House wiring,
yeah, maybe architects, I don't know. Whatever, like, those, like, trades union jobs.
masonry.
Yeah, masonry, yeah, stuff like
Well,
that.
I guess somebody has to be a mason who is trained to the degree that they can do like historical restorations and shit, and that
Right,
probably comes from high quality schooling and literal apprenticeships.
right. But the reason I can believe that this place has such a low acceptance rate is because once accepted and attending, you are paid to be there.
Oh.
Like, or maybe you're not paid or something, but, like, you start working, like, 2 years in, like, your actual field.
Basically, you're not getting debt, you're getting money.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
you a lot of I think everyone has to play sport. Their wrestling team's amazing, or, like, a lot of their kids do sports,
That's such a weird combo.
and if you get hurt during your sport, like wrestling or football or something, you get workers' comp. Yeah,
What?
dude.
This is it sounds to be a wholly unique university.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so cool.
It's a big deal down there, but yeah,
I'm glad that places like that exist.
it
That's
seems like
different.
the mecca of trade schools, basically.
Yeah, it sounds fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Damn, that's really neat. There's a lot of really cool schools and a lot of really obscure schools
Mm.
and a lot of really obscure things you could study at school or otherwise.
Yeah.
Like how UConn had one of 3 puppetry majors in the
Oh my
country.
goodness, yeah, dude.
So we were effectively like the Harvard of puppetry.
Were we like
There
the
was
puppetry capital of the
I
world?
think it was either 3, 7, or 8 students that were in the puppetry major when I was a freshman. Because I remember in the FYE, the first year experience, like 1 credit,
Dude, they were like yeah,
we
I'm
got like
sorry.
we one of our days for these intro class, we just went down to the puppetry museum in Store Center, toured it around, and our whatever proctor student person was telling
Yeah.
us about some of these facts. And one of the nope, it was 3, not 7 or 8. 3 kids were in the program because one of them was a senior and he had an internship with the Muppets. And I'm like, that's it,
That's
right? Like
awesome.
that's Broadway for
Yeah,
puppetry. You
really.
did it.
Yeah,
Can
that's
you
the
go
gold
higher?
standard
Is
of
there anywhere
puppets.
higher than the Muppets?
I mean, they even like Henson Studios made like a Dark Crystal sequel,
Oh,
like
right,
somewhat
yeah.
recently. Like that's crazy
That might be
puppetry.
that might literally involve the kids from UConn that were majoring in it when we were there.
Baby Yoda's a puppet.
Oh shit.
Like there's a like Star Wars is so back to puppets because everyone hated the CG so much.
You're right.
Yeah.
The puppets, I like it. It lends like
weight.
some genuineness to it. I don't
It's
know.
it's like the difference between the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit fights, where like the Lord of the Rings had just like dozens and dozens, maybe more, of guys just in these like
Slamming into each other, yeah.
of like just like dressed as orcs, like believable, monstrous, ugly, terrible orcs.
Great paint.
Oh,
And then
and
The
now,
Hobbit was big sweeping CGI
yeah,
fights. I
exactly.
gotcha.
Yeah, yeah,
That's something that I hadn't even noticed at the time or really since, but you pulling my attention to it, I can definitely recognize like, oh, yes, something felt less sincere about the action I was watching, less
yeah,
authentic.
yeah. That I mean, that's what Deadpool 2 made that joke when Colossus was fighting the Juggernaut. Yeah, he's like, "Oh,
Yep.
get ready for the big CG fight." Like,
Yeah.
like at least they said something, I guess.
Ah, God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Series, I guess now.
Yeah, they were both great. And the thing is, I walked into Deadpool 2 thinking like,
Ah, they'll drop it.
here we go, it's a sequel, but like, no, still really had a great time with that movie. Still
It's
like genuinely unexpected humor.
it's so fucking authentic and such
Yeah.
a Ryan Reynolds movie. Like, you can tell that he's in that writer's room.
Yeah. Dude, did he rebrand himself in the recent past, like between playing Detective Pikachu and like Deadpool and just kind
As
of
like a
being a
comedy
meme in
action
general?
dude.
Like the self-aware fourth wall breaking dude, like
That is a
goofy
great
ass.
niche to occupy.
You know what I mean? And I think there was something symbolic in the first Deadpool, or maybe it was the second, I don't know, where, spoiler alert for Deadpool, where he goes back in time and like kills himself in as Deadpool in the
Yeah,
Wolverine
yeah,
movie, and also he kills Ryan Reynolds reading the script for Green
yeah.
Lantern. Like,
Yes. Execution.
have you ever seen that Green Lantern movie?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a joke in the first Deadpool. The second one is time traveling and he goes back and kills himself. That's a continued joke from the first Deadpool where when they're wheeling him into the superhero factory, air quotes, he says, "Just don't make the super suit green or animated."
Right, right, right. Yeah. Like, did that movie start Ryan Reynolds's like kind of shift into that personality?
I don't know if two movies in the same series, Deadpool and Deadpool 2,
Mhm.
and then one other necessarily makes a pattern. Like that's three movies, yeah, but I'm not familiar if he's been doing any other projects and if those fit the same mold. If the next movie or two or major movie at least that he comes out with are also the fourth wall breaking humor whatever, and if at least one of those is a series distinct from Detective Pikachu and Deadpool, then I would buy it as that being a legit transition. And yeah, Deadpool 1 would be, I think, the start point.
Well, like, even I would say he has been doing stuff like that since Deadpool. Like when he was playing Detective Pikachu, he would have like these like YouTube ads that were also just like videos of him as Ryan Reynolds talking about his home life and how he's trying to be method of being a Pikachu and how it's ruining his family. Like that was like an ad for the movie. Or even like there's like some dumb
His marketing
friggin'
skills are off the charts.
yeah, there's some
Aviation Gin is doing well.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like an alcohol company is the way to go if you can leverage public
You can
personas.
be anyone.
And also, that is such a great in terms of the cost for production and the margin for sales. Like an
Yeah. Oh
alcohol
my
company is probably
goodness.
the best thing to get into versus like earbuds, Raycon and Beats,
Right,
or
right.
fashion.
Yeah, it's so simple. You just make it in huge even like more so than any
And especially
food.
vodka, because basically all vodka is the same shit.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing is like I feel like people are so impressed by these celebrities. Like, not only is George Clooney an actor, he also owns his like multi-billion dollar like what was it, tequila? Is he also
I think he's
tequila?
tequila and The
Yeah.
Rock. I do have 2 bottles of The Rock's tequila, and I will say, it's really good.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, just slightly above the mid-low tier that I normally buy.
I
It's
also
like
don't know what good tequila's like, so if I had it, it would probably be one of the better tequilas I've
that's
had.
exactly what it is for me. I don't have a discerning palate for tequilas. It's
Right.
$36 at my local liquor store, which for
Yeah.
a full-size bottle of tequila is, like, fine. If I was gonna buy a brand name bottle of any liquor, that's about what I'd expect, and tequila is generally a little more expensive than,
Right,
like,
right.
rum or vodka. So, yeah,
And you
fine.
recognize it. It's got his name.
Versus, yeah, it's like $10 more than the same quantity of whatever cheap normal Cuervo or something I would
Yeah,
get.
yeah, yeah.
And like, this is nifty and the bottle looks real cool, might stay on the shelf, and it
Yeah.
does taste a bit better. This is worth it for the novelty of one bottle that lasts me 6 months.
You have 2?
Yeah. Well, I'm almost done with the first, and
I
then
just need it for a year. That's it.
only the Reposados were in stock when I first saw it, when it first came out,
Mhm.
and I'm almost done with that bottle, and I was there the other day, and they have the Blanco, so I bought that to try it also.
Ooh. I think one of the first times I was like really drinking was it was in Atlantic City in high school.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I remember my friend's older brother had like a bottle, like a water bottle of vodka, a water bottle of like some sweet Bacardi rum, and he was like, "Here, do you want some?" And there was like a little bit left at the bottom, and I was like, "Sure." And so he's like, "Here you go." So I start like, he's like, "You can have the rest." I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks,
So you
man."
just did it in one drink?
Well, here's the thing. I started like drinking it, right? My mouth's on it. And then he squeezes the bottle and it literally comes out my nose, dude. Like, I got absolutely molested by this Bacardi. But yeah, it was pretty smooth, like as a drink, I thought at the time.
Smelled pretty smooth.
Yeah. But pretty cruel. But you know, that's the shit that happens when you're a high school dweeb.
Have we told the story of my first time drinking on this podcast?
Not that I recall, and not that our listeners recall, I bet.
Because that's a fun one.
Yeah, let's throw it back. We get new
sure.
listeners every episode, you know? Someone hasn't heard it.
It'll be worth it. And you played a major role in it, so I might as well reminisce with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was at 21, and I'd had a sip of beer or wine or whatever that my mom had let me try, but it all tasted like shit, so I never didn't drink in high school at all. Didn't through the first couple years of college, despite bouncing and working at the bar with you and being in a frat and on a rugby team and everything else.
Right.
But then when I was turning 21, and it was actually the day before, but we cheated it because born in Japan, so the time zone.
Right.
My birthday was a Sunday, but I was like, if it's past
What
11
a
a.m. on a Saturday,
yeah,
it's the next
to
day
get
in
drunk
Japan.
for the first time on a Sunday night. Yeah, get out of here.
In college, no. In final season, because December birthday, it's like the
Oh,
week before
yeah.
finals.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So Saturday, how did it start? I think it was at Husky Village when we were pre-gaming, and Louis had his Kraken.
Oh, hell
Iconic.
Yeah. I love
Navy
Kraken.
boy. But that wasn't what I was given. It was, I used to know this like the back of my hand. And I also at the time didn't really know. I mean, I had no tolerance, I assumed, but I didn't know where that placed me on a scale of like alcohol quantity.
Yeah, because you're a bigger guy too. And
yeah,
like,
I have no idea, completely blank. And
Right.
also, this is what, a week and a half after shoulder surgery?
Yeah, you were in a sling. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yep. Remember that.
So full shoulder immobilization. And I'm like, yeah, this seems like as great a time to get drunk as any. We got finals coming up. Surgery's done. And
numb the pain.
Exactly. However it went, we pre-gamed for only like 45 minutes or an hour, and I was given, I don't know. Oh, Bacardi has 151, right?
There is a 151 Bacardi, yeah.
I think it was a shot of that I was started with, and then it was Captain Morgan Black, which is like a 50%.
There is 100 proof Captain Morgan.
Yep, that was involved also.
That might have been mine. I remember having that around
that was
that
probably
time.
you.
Yeah.
There was a Coke.
What was wrong with me?
You wanted
Captain
to
100.
You wanted to feel.
Well, yeah, I just bought that for myself. Well, it was cost effective. That's exactly what it was. I was like, it was one step below buying grain alcohol.
Yeah. Whoever's in the room, yeah. I get basically just handed one thing after another, and it's soda, hard alcohol, we do a shot, someone gives me a beer, then there's a different hard alcohol, a different beer, tequila at least once. We're like 5 or 6 different drinks in, and it's all different types, and then let's go, off to the bar for nickel.
Right.
Oh, God.
Oh,
the first nickel that I wasn't standing
How
sentinel.
Overwhelming must that have been?
We're getting there, and for the first time in my life, alcohol is kicking in.
Holy
and I'm like,
cow.
whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Drunk goggles don't quite capture it, but I see how my legs aren't quite coordinated with my eyes anymore.
Right.
Fair enough. We go in, and it's a good time, and you guys do a great job. I think it was you and Kim.
Me and Kim, yeah.
Yep.
Standing guard at the bar. We had a good
mom.
thing going.
You cornered me off in the corner. which was nice because I didn't pinball into many people with my shoulder.
Right, right, right.
And then your long ass arms could just start funneling nickel drinks at me, literally as fast as I could one-handedly shovel them at my face.
Yeah. Do we need to describe what nickel is?
I think we should. It's your
Okay.
turn because I've been talking a lot and I'm not doing a great job presenting this story in an entertaining light. It's
I
really just more of a
disagree.
recounting.
No, I'm enraptured. I fully disagree.
You were there.
I think you've got great floor. I don't remember I wasn't there from your perspective, and I don't think I've heard the story in this amount of
Well,
detail
a lot
before.
of it was just me not knowing what each thing was, trying to do math, like, this is 2 and 1.5. How many ounces are in a drink?
Right. Speaking of nickel, so I guess for those of you out there who don't know what this is, at Yukon, there's this bar, Huskies, and what they do, I guess pretty much every weekend night now, they got like a little desperate at the end, but it is 25-cent drinks, and now these drinks are smaller and they put a bunch of ice in them, but still, and you generally go up with 4 cups at a time, so everyone gets like a cup when they walk in, and just for this hour and 45 minutes or so, I think, yeah, you just have to fight your way to the bar because it is packed and everyone is chugging these
7
drinks
or 8
down.
people deep.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's chugging down their vodka Sprites and dirty Shirleys and just like so that they can get their cups back to the bar fast enough because it is a fight. And so different people assume different roles oftentimes. There are some people who prefer to be up at the bar, to be the ones taking cups because it is a communal thing.
Yeah.
You don't just take your friends' cups and your own cups. If there's like someone
If
near
you have 3 and someone else is done, you toss it in.
that, but also like the people around you oftentimes like they don't have a friend at the bar, so you can't just leave them hanging because maybe it's like
pass their shit up.
Yeah, like maybe it's like a smaller person or someone who just doesn't want to be super pushy. They're like, hey bro, like you got me with 4 rum and cokes. Yeah, I got you, bro. Or the most baller feeling was when like you've got like 3 rows of cups in front of you, they're all memorized with like different strangers orders, and then someone's like there's more people trying to hand you cups all the time, and you just like give them like a look in the eyes. You just go like, 1 sec, bro, not now. Like, and they're like, you got it. Like, dude, like
commands respect from the crowd
because you can't hear a damn thing because it is so fucking loud, dude. You have to yell at the bartenders who are a foot away from your face.
Without a doubt, I have permanent hearing damage from my time at Huskies.
Oh yeah, dude, working there
100% with earplugs nightly. Still, there's no doubt in my mind. Like, oh god, I remember my ears pounding.
Oh, every shift I left with ringing ears for sure.
Oh god, standing up next to the speakers,
terrible. The earplugs made it bearable, I'll say.
It helped a lot, but still. And then whenever anyone had to talk to you, though, you had to pop them out, and it's suddenly just deafening noise again.
And you still can't hear them, really.
It's just like they could scream into your... Oh, my God. I have hearing damage from people screaming into my ear over the hearing damage-inducing music at Huskies.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was loud. So that was basically my intro to drinking.
Yeah, so this is the environment that Zane has now walked into for the first time, like, considerably drunk.
Yeah. And I'm held, luckily, back from the throng of 6, 7 people deep. It was also, thankfully, not a crazy busy night. And I don't remember why. Maybe finals. But it was reasonably not busy.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And thanks to that, you and your 6'5" gorilla arms could just reach over the crowd from the corner,
dude,
and continually cycle cups. Usually the way that Steve described nickel is the way that it goes. And you have to wait and wait. But this occasion, he was able to turn it around every 4 or 5 minutes. I started counting, hit 11 of these nickel drinks, and then said 11 over and over as he handed me drinks. I don't remember how long that went on, but I remember 3 times later you called me out on saying 11 over and over.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, well, then the count has been lost.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, well, that's the thing. Dead nickel, man. Dead nickel is
danger time.
A test. Because you're right. It's 25-cent drinks, 4 cups at a time, and there's nothing stopping you.
And it was you, me, and Kim.
Yeah.
So you were getting 4 cups at a time, and Birthday Boy was getting 2 of them at a time, as you each had 1.
Back in the day, I could really handle my nickel drinks, man. You had to. The adrenaline kept you going through them all.
Jesus, yeah. It was a fight, honestly. I had to start passing them off to you because, again, it was like you and Kim each had 1 per 4, and I was getting 2, and I couldn't keep up.
That's right. We kept giving you double.
I had like 2 in my sling hand, and 1 I was drinking, and I'm like, Steve, you got to start. And yeah, you said no problem. God bless you.
Sounds like a 21st birthday if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, so we started pre-gaming. I think it was like 8 7:45, 8. Got
Mhm.
to the bar at like 8:45, 9.
Right.
It's
Early.
11 now. Like nickel starts 9:30. I don't know. It's been an hour, hour and 15 of nickel. It's
Okay.
almost 11,
Yeah.
and I'm fuzzing
Right.
for the first time also ever.
Right.
I already had long hair at this time and only one good arm. And that's when Kim decides that I need to pull trigger.
It is time for his trigger to be pulled. Whether or not he can pull it himself is of no consequence to me.
Consent wasn't an issue that night. I remember she said, "You need to pull trigger." And I said, "I've never done that." She said, "I'll do it."
Right.
I said, "What?"
Here
And
comes the
then 2
airplane.
of her fingers hit the dangly thing in the back of my throat.
Did it give you that wop?
Gave me those dry heaves, which
Yeah.
quickly became very wet heaves.
Full vomits. Yeah.
Luckily, yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were standing next to a trash can where you guys had cordoned me off away from everyone. But
Right,
it was a
right.
trash can that was like relatively in view of everyone.
It was in the middle of the room.
Yeah. And I worked there, and a lot of people, patrons and other employees, had come up to say happy birthday or buy a drink, and were
Right.
aware I was drinking there for my birthday. And there's no one around us, and I am now bent over, sling propped to one side of the trash can. I don't know, Kim holding my hair in one hand,
Yeah.
finger deep in me in the other.
A broken man, to be sure.
Yeah, just into the
Yeah.
trash. And then we got a sober ride from, was it Barkin? I
Who
think
did
so,
we
because
get a
I was saying,
sober
oh
ride?
wait,
Yes. He
he brought us back to the Ville.
he definitely brought us to the bar. But
because apparently I was wild my first time.
yes, dude, because I remember you saying the words, "I shouldn't be responsible for the things I say when I'm drunk."
And the previous year, I was the chaplain for our fraternity,
Yeah.
whose responsibilities included holding everyone accountable for the things they said and did while drunk.
Yes. Well said. Absolutely well said.
This is why
It was so
people in,
succinctly perfect.
this is why people in government need to do drugs before they can pass legislation on it.
Right, right. Oh, man.
But anyway,
Yeah. My 21st, I mean, I wasn't in much better shape than you. Have we talked about it? I don't know. But
that would have been 2 months prior to that night.
I'm also surprised you remember that much. Because I definitely, for my 21st, there are hours I don't
I mean, then
remember.
there are parts of it I pieced together, like the after part when we got the ride back to the Ville. I only pieced together from videos and secondhand stories.
Right, yeah.
Where John said it looked like I left the dried out husk of my body on the couch.
Shout out,
They're
John.
like, it looks like you sucked all the life out of Zane's corpse and left him sitting on the couch. But then, you beautiful bastards, somebody untied my boots and popped them off. They unclipped the strap around my sling, and they plugged my phone in. And the last thing I remember before I went night-night for the whole night
Yeah.
was, out of the corner of my vision, a hand reaching down with a red Solo cup and putting water up to my lips. I'm like,
Wow.
whoever you are,
Angel.
God, thank you. And then I fell asleep, but I woke up again, like with a charged phone on the couch. It was great.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I got very similar treatment on my 21st when I was a whole fool, and
Wholesome.
boy, did that make a difference when I had to wake up and cheer at the homecoming game the next morning.
You were an experienced drinker,
Dude.
though.
Thank Christ it was raining that day. Because when we're slippery, we can't do stunts, and I might have killed a woman that day if I had to throw them up in the air and catch them. All by myself.
That or broken a back or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't on the cheer team that year.
Right.
It was
right.
just you at the time?
Just me.
Ooh.
Yeah. 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 October. Yeah.
Dang.
Just me and the ladies.
That would have been unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
dude.
one way to end the career.
The rain was exactly what I needed. Holy shit.
Thank you, God.
Yeah, seriously.
We were
All these
looked
girls
out
are
for.
complaining because they have to get all dolled up and now they're getting rained on. And we wore these like ponchos, these like transparent ponchos that looked like full body condoms. With a reservoir tip and all.
Nice.
So funny.
Make sure you squeeze the air out of that before you roll it down.
And I remember all the girls saying, like, we can smell vodka on your breath.
Yeah, you're still exuding the essence.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
Nice. Dude, nice.
Yeah, 21st, man. It's a rite of passage in some way.
Yeah, that was good. I've only had a handful of times where I've gone full blackout, but that was one of them.
Yeah,
Maybe 3 or 4 total,
yeah, it's not too many for me
thankfully.
either.
And once was off a $3 bottle of vodka in Zambia, so what do you expect?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, do you remember at Ted's there was a certain drink, it was called the dumpster?
Yeah.
Do you recall what was in the dumpster?
It was basically a beaver with, like, 3 Red Bulls dumped into it.
Dude,
It
yeah,
was a
so
pitcher-sized
it was
drink
this
of well-mixed.
neon blue pitcher, and then out of it, looking like pistons, were like 3 Red Bull cans like sticking out. Like this looked like, what is it, Nuka-Cola Quantum from Fallout? Like
Glowing, radioactive.
Yeah, this looked like
You know it's bad for your
radioactive, like
body.
Marvel Universe fuel. Like it was made of Tesseract.
It's what they injected into Captain America in the
Yeah,
first movie.
exactly. It's what lets Loki time travel. Like it's, and
Yeah, you'll time travel to the morning.
I remember, yeah, I think that was me, you, and maybe one other person had one of those bad boys, and
Those
yeah,
bad Larrys.
yeah, I was then later informed what I did that night.
Those were a good one. Yeah, we were introduced to that because I didn't know those existed until our bar buddy Shivam, actually Shivam, no Shivam, whatever,
Probably Shivam.
probably Shivam. I knew one of each, and I can't remember now.
Right.
Which one was freshman year? What an
I would
interesting
have.
gap.
I think we called him Shivam. They might have both been
Okay, then
Shivam.
Shivam was definite. This was
Okay,
Shivam.
Okay.
But his go-to, and he drank at Ted's maybe nightly.
Yeah,
I
he was
never-
there every single time.
I
was
never
there, at
didn't
least.
see him there when I was
Right.
drinking there or working there. And yeah, his go-to was the what's small? It wasn't trash can, maybe. It was the small version was basically
the
in a
dumpster?
pint glass. And I knew that was a drink with a single Red Bull. And then he's like, "Yeah, then they have the big one, the dumpster."
Yeah.
And it's 3 of them.
My own child, the dumpster,
Exactly.
which I birthed from my own loins.
They leveled it up. It's like who would win in a fight? 3 individual
Yeah, 3
drinks
trash
with Red
cans or a
Bulls?
dumpster.
3 trash cans or a dumpster.
Yeah.
I got to give it to the dumpster.
Yeah, the dumpster's pure girth alone.
Yeah, girth
Gives
is
him the
gonna-
edge.
Girth is going to cut it.
Yeah.
Speaking of girths and fights, I actually have a question for you, or a
Please.
hypothetical maybe.
Oh, would you say you do?
Of course I would. That's why I brought
Indeed.
it up.
Hypothetically.
So, in this hypothetical, a silverback gorilla has mastered every form of martial arts. What is the strongest creature in the animal kingdom that he can defeat?
Holy shit.
I know. I thought this one would blow your mind. Shout out Reddit.
Silverback gorilla is a mastered
Every form of martial arts,
John Wick
including
gorilla without a gun.
yeah, including why am I blanking? Steven Seagal shit.
Oh,
Aikido.
Aikido, yeah.
But the Steven Seagal way of doing
Some
it.
Bruce Lee Jeet Kune Do.
Exactly.
What's the strongest animal he could beat? It's got to be way over his weight class. Like, could he beat a bear? Like a grizzly bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to say so. He
yeah.
would they would be like 600 to 1200 pounds, so it'd be like a 1-to-2 mass ratio, but gorillas are so goddamn strong, they would be able to literally like break bones with the right hits, and that thing fully trained, yeah. He'd be snapping bear spines like nothing.
Even a polar bear?
That might be pretty close to it. That's some fucking power. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how this would play out.
Yeah, let's try to deviate from polar bear, see how we feel. If we drop a little bit lower, is it like a definite yes? Like,
I mean, what is there in that gap? Bear is my go-to
because
death
like
mammal.
hippo, no, he's not beating a hippo, I don't think.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't think so. Those things are just too tanky.
Hippo, maybe elephant, I don't think.
Yeah, that one would also be super tall.
Giraffe?
I think he would be able to take a giraffe. There's enough weak point.
Yeah, yeah.
It's effectively the goose paradox.
Right. Yeah, I think he could take a giraffe.
They've got kicks, but I think he
Okay.
would be able to get around that.
So let's try to drop lower from polar
you could
bear.
leg lock the shit out of a giraffe.
What's in between a polar bear and a giraffe? That's the question we really should be asking.
I think he fucking tanks anything that's. Yeah, Komodo dragon's got
Like,
nothing.
you think a tiger?
Big-ass
What about a
anaconda's
tiger?
got nothing. Like reptiles are out.
Anaconda. What's the best martial arts style to fight an anaconda?
I have to refer to Kung Fu Panda. Whatever Tai Lung used.
True, fair.
Anger.
Yeah. Fury. Pure fury.
Oh, what would be between those? This is where it gets tricky.
Right, right.
Four fellas with swords.
I mean, in between them, do you think a grizzly bear has a better or worse chance than a giraffe?
I think a grizzly bear has a better chance of winning than a
Okay,
giraffe.
okay. In
And
between grizzly and polar,
there might not be much between them.
is that the dividing line?
That seems like such a thin line to draw. I feel like we
Yeah,
don't have the specificity in our measuring tools to make that call.
right. Are we counting sea creatures?
Yeah, sure. But how would it go?
Hmm.
Like, I can't imagine
Semi-wetland.
martial arts gorilla, the GME ape, fighting an orca.
Yeah, or an octopus.
Yeah, giant squid.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a tricky matchup.
Hmm.
I don't know. Bears is too easy, but
Yeah.
I think you're good calling it back to like African savanna. That's where the best choice.
Yeah. Like a
What about a
rhino.
leopard or a
Beating a leopard.
jaguar?
It's beating a jaguar.
Yeah,
I
you're
think.
probably right.
I watched that old Animal Planet show.
Mountain lion, regular lion.
Oh, regular. Yeah, mountain lion. It's got regular lion or I feel like tiger's the best.
Tiger
the
is
strongest
peak
big cat.
That's
Yeah.
apex cat.
But if we're working up to
That's
that,
the
we're saying
apex
lion.
of pussy.
Big facts, dog. Shout out tigers. If we did, yeah, we'll start with lions. I think he's taking a lion.
A one-on-one fight?
Yeah. Tiger though,
Why does that seem so much fucking scarier?
because of Shere Khan from the Jungle Book.
You're right.
Versus what? Mufasa? Okay.
Fuck out of here, Scar.
Yeah, exactly.
Haggard ass lion, get out of here.
Fallen into wildebeest. Shere Khan would never.
Okay.
Only intelligence of man could defeat Shere Khan.
Tiger. Where's tiger versus polar bear stack up?
I think polar bear wins.
Yeah.
I have a very high opinion of polar bears,
Yeah.
clearly.
I think that those might be the most dominant
They're
land
so
mammal.
big.
They're fucking terrifying. Did you ever see that video where the journalist put himself in the plexiglass like cube or dodecahedron
No.
with a polar bear? And it's so massive.
It's in it with him?
No.
Oh,
He is
okay.
in this thing that is whatever, like 6 feet
Protecting
across.
him from said polar
Yeah,
bear.
It's like
Okay.
a steel frame with inches thick plexiglass on all the
Right.
sides, so he can see out
military
and film.
grade.
But yeah, this polar bear, you can see it like sniffing at the cracks, trying to find the weak spot and putting its paw up against it, and you can see how fucking massive this thing's paw is.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I forget. Oh, god damn it. I wish I remembered this, but there's no way I'm going to recall it. When I was touring colleges in high school.
You fought a polar bear?
No, but one of the schools I went to had a legitimately stuffed polar bear standing on its hind legs, like taxidermied.
It was like 13 feet tall.
It was crazy. It was like overwhelming. It truly conceptualized for me how big these things are.
That was where your lifelong respect for the polar bear has begun.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
oh,
just
shit.
Animals in cold climates are just beasts in general, dude.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You have to be. Like, you need to dude, there's this new anime out.
And the gorilla's not a cold climate animal.
No, it isn't. But there's this anime out called Heaven's Design Team, and it's about these angels who are creating the different creatures of Earth. And so it's like educational in the way that like it explains differences between animals. For example, in one of the episodes, they're like, we want to make something really big, right? And they're like, okay, and we want to make it really strong too. And they're like, okay, how about we use that gorilla design from earlier? So they pull out the gorilla and then they just like make him bigger. And then he immediately falls over and dies of heat exhaustion.
Yup.
Because it doesn't like scale correctly. And they're like, all right,
We gotta put it in the ocean.
Well, no. Well, what they did was they're like, we got to get rid of his fur. Still not great. And like his bone structure didn't support it. All right, put him on 4 legs. Still getting like too hot, but like the 4 legs is helping. They're like, he needs a way to like vent heat. So they
Like
get
clear hair, like a polar bear has.
Ooh. Well, he needs to stay warm.
Okay.
But yeah, and then so they put fans on him. It's like, oh, it's an elephant, and it just kind of explains to you why an elephant has to be the way it is.
Yup. That's pretty clever. They put fans on it, big ass flapping ears.
Exactly, and the trunk did something I don't remember, but yeah, it was pretty
Sprays
cool.
water all over the place.
Yeah,
Has a good time.
exactly. Yeah, showers regularly.
Prehensile. Sucks off itself.
Like, could they?
I think I've seen a video of that.
That's pretty neat.
Right. I'm intrigued.
So yeah, good for them, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
why not? Hey, go for it. You're a social animal.
I'm not saying like that's something I do or anything, but like
It's the Louis C.K. of elephants.
you're lying.
Hey guys.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself if you think that you had that capability. You wouldn't do it at least once in your life.
100%.
Like,
yeah.
come on, let's be real. So I'm happy for the elephant so they can satisfy that curiosity.
Right? Yeah.
They're such smart animals. They're definitely thinking about it.
Cheers to them.
Absolutely. All right. So I think that we are maybe stuck somewhere between grizzly bear and polar bear. I think that we should sound off in the comments or just text us whatever you think. But
Follow-up question.
yeah.
How do you think this martial arts trained gorilla would do against four fellows with swords? That seems like it might be a really fair fight.
I feel like, okay, when we say trained in all forms of martial art, I feel like there are martial arts that are designed
Unarmed
to
against armed
disarm
opponents.
people. Yeah.
The difference is it's a group fight in this case.
Right.
But he 1-on-1, I think no problem, even if we had a sword.
Yeah.
No problem. 2-on-1, no problem. 3-on-1, he's probably fine. 4-on-1, maybe we have a shot.
Yeah. They're so dexterous.
He's only got 2 arms.
Right.
And gorillas aren't leg focused.
Yeah.
Even with martial arts, he doesn't have the length of leg to
They
do
don't
like
have, like,
sweeping kicks and cartwheels.
And they don't have like hand feet like monkeys do.
Yeah, they got stubby legs.
Right, right.
Okay. I think there's a shot. I think there's a shot.
I think we have
hopeful.
a shot. I think we have a shot. We'll put him on the next who could we beat in a fight tier list with 4 swords. But so moving on. So yeah, sound off in the comments with all that kind of stuff. Whatever you guys think. Where do you think the line is drawn? But I have 2 different questions for you.
Okay.
That I pulled from the lovely source of Reddit.
God, I love Reddit.
One of them is a little bit silly.
Okay.
The other one is a little bit dark.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know which one you would like to do.
Let's jump into silly.
Okay.
I'm feeling silly.
You don't want the silly one to be the palate cleanser?
No, let's end on dark notes.
Okay, sounds good. The question is, would you rather go blind or live in Olive Garden for the rest of your life?
That's the not dark one?
Yeah. When I say live in Olive Garden, I'm assuming unlimited Olive Garden food.
Okay, fair enough. Can I work remote, other jobs? Or do I just subsist entirely
with whatever?
Like, can I bring a laptop and do engineering jobs? I can't go to med school, but
yes, you could. And you can still buy things and you can set up your own little space. Like,
I have my little VR room in the back next to the kitchen.
Yeah, you're basically treating like the building as an apartment. Like,
but it's still an operating and functioning Olive Garden.
Yes, but
so during business hours, there's just shitloads of people there.
Yeah, correct.
Oh man, that's a fucking awful experience. I think I'd rather go blind.
I think I'd rather go blind as well. I feel like you can live a
very full life. Yeah,
dude. You know what?
You can learn echolocation.
Yeah, you could, like Daredevil, and fight crime.
Yeah, that's my plan.
And do acrobatics and more martial arts.
Like a gorilla.
Do you know what I fell into a rabbit hole of recently?
Blind people?
Watching videos of colorblind people try on colorblindness correcting glasses for the first time.
Is this like a whole colorblind? Like these people are seeing in brown and gray only?
Generally, it's red-green colorblind. That's like the most common type, and that's what these glasses correct for.
Okay, so at first it sounds incredibly wholesome and beautiful, but how much different can it be if you're only correcting along 2 colors of like whatever 6 or 7 visible?
Most colorblind people, that's what they have.
So red green is the most common, I know, but like how drastically different can the world seem with that corrected?
Incredibly different.
Okay.
Never having seen red before, never having seen a green lush forest, it just all looks like muddy all the time.
I guess.
Christmas
is that how it
colors
always
are
looks?
brown and brown.
Is that how red-green colorblind works? I thought it was like a difficult to differentiate. You still kind of see red or green or whatever-ish, but you can't tell them apart or distinctly whatever.
Yeah, and
I don't really understand how it would work from a cognitive side, but I didn't think that it just blends it into brown for everything that is shades of red or green.
So yeah, the way you have these cones in your eyes, and they basically, it's similar to like a computer monitor where they have red, green, and blue cones.
This part I'm very familiar with.
Right,
yeah.
And so the red and green overlap. So I guess maybe yellow is a better color to say than brown.
There's also yellow-blue color blindness, and then there's the one that hits 3 colors,
Yellow,
but
blue?
I forget. Yellow and blue is another pair.
I thought it was a red-blue.
There's several kinds, but there's also yellow-blue.
Okay.
There's a bunch of them, and they have fancy names too. And there's also some game accessibility settings that have like 5 or 10 different color blindness filters that set it to each of these, which is really nifty. But
we have colorblind friends, and I hope that I'm not appropriating their culture, but yeah, so like basically like what I've seen in like the depictions of these people who I watch or like people who talk about it is like things are basically on a scale of like yellow and blue and then like mixtures in between kind of.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. And so yeah, these people trying these colorblind glasses and they'll look at a sunset and it's like
Okay, that could be
they can see a
world
shift from
changing.
like yellow to pink to blue for the first time ever, or like the northern lights maybe, or even like their house. A lot of times these
My
color
shutters are green.
a lot of times these colorblind glasses come with a bag of balloons of all different colors.
That's cute.
That's pretty much like how they're shipped, like in a package together. And
That's
so like
adorable.
these people are seeing purple for the first time. Because up until now it's just been a shade of blue.
I mean, purple is kind of just a shade of blue,
No,
but like,
it's different. If you lost purple, you would be sad, I promise.
okay, if you lost purple, I can see purple underwear that I have from here. So
Yeah,
you're right. My
exactly.
life wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, that does sound wholesome. You're right. Going blind or Olive Garden
And
was
yeah,
a
and they
happy
always
question.
cry. Like it'd be like a 60-year-old bodybuilder and he's just like getting all choked up and stuff. Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh, I'll have to check it out when I need to pick me up.
That being said, yeah, I think I'm going blind over Olive Garden.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's go blind together.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Now, what's the happy question?
The other one is, would you rather compete in the Hunger Games against 23 Navy SEALs or 23 of your closest friends and family?
Oh my fucking God.
Discuss.
Oh, I think I might have to take the courageous coward way out and say Navy SEALs.
You think so?
Because there is still a fair chance that I don't win, but to just slaughter half of my friends and family and then die anyway. Like,
yeah,
I have smaller odds of winning in the Navy SEAL one, but I wouldn't say that like
I would
so
say
great that
essentially
it's
0.
worth the difference. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's like
Your literal only hope would be that all but one gets eliminated and that guy takes injuries in
to
the fight.
be fair, yes, even if you win the ones with your friends and family and all of your fans are friendly, all your 23 closest friends and family members
Life
are
would
dead,
also kind of suck after.
you only have to kill one.
You're right. You have to survive to the end.
Yeah.
But if I pick the Navy SEAL one, then also 23 of my friends and family aren't in the Hunger Games.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I think I'm picking the Navy SEAL one and I'll do my best.
Could you ever live with that?
I don't think I will live, but I'll fight them as best I can.
Right.
I'm going to have to really rely on the viewer care packages. Please subscribe to my Patreon.
Yeah, right.
For the
Would you be a fan
Games.
favorite? You'd be able to just build yourself a fortress.
I would have to be the fan favorite, but I also probably would be in that scenario. Anyone
Yeah.
who's going against 23 Navy SEAls is going to be the standout contestant.
Right.
I would pay to see Zach Galifianakis versus 23 Navy SEAls.
In a survival match to the death.
I
a
mean, I
battle
would pay
royale.
like to send him equipment.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, dude, please live.
I'm airmailing him a joint. He needs it.
I'm trying to make your last days as comfortable as possible.
Here's a cyanide capsule.
Yeah, here's just like an overdose worth of heroin. Just go for it.
Runs around injecting Navy SEAls with heroin.
Wins
the fight.
Yeah, sets
None
up
of them are dead. They're just all like conked out across the field.
Sets up elaborate Home Alone-esque traps around.
I'm sending him paint cans and
bowling balls.
Everything for a massive Rube Goldberg machine.
Exactly. And at the end is Zach Galifianakis unharmed.
You ship him like a Gundam mech suit. Crowdfund it. Who would win? 23
Just give
Navy
him a
SEAls or
gun.
Zach Galifianakis in a Gundam suit?
Are they barehanded or are they fully equipped?
They're Hunger Games equipped, so whatever they could scavenge from that
From the
well-stocked
beginning.
cornucopia.
Right. Gundam. Yeah, Gundam's probably winning.
How fucking big is Gundam again?
Big as fuck, like building size.
That's tough.
Yeah. Even
It's hard to
for-
stab that to submission.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, dude, Navy SEALs can do it.
So, what is the combat upgrade that would give Zach Galifianakis a 50-50 shot against 23 Navy
A
SEAls?
gun's gonna help.
A gun is going to help, especially if all the other weapons are archery or melee.
Yeah, landmines.
Landmines. He just builds a ring, concentric rings of them.
That's what I'm saying. But the thing is, like, you got to consider that at least one of them's gonna have a bow, so we got to protect him from a distance.
I'm liking the exoskeleton route, but just maybe not building size.
Well, like that, like people could send him.
yeah.
Realistically, if like enough people saved up for it. But Gundam suits haven't been invented.
A gorilla trained in martial arts.
Send him a gorilla.
A sidekick.
Oh my god.
That's a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis and the martial arts gorilla. I could see that film being made.
Get Galifianakis on the line. We've got gold here.
We might have a future in Hollywood, Steve.
We're gonna put him back on the map. The Hangover was just the start. This is gonna be his peak. I swear to God.
I'm trying to think of, I'm not quick enough, a pun between Hunger Games and Hangover.
Hangover games?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanger games?
I like that.
Hunger Gover.
Hunger Gover. Yeah, that's the one.
The Hungover.
Sure.
Maybe.
We'll workshop. They got writers for this shit. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. We're just the big picture guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're the big idea guys, all right? You need big ideas, you come to us. You got small problems, we don't want to fucking hear them, all right?
This is how we're going to run our media empire.
That's for the interns and the PAs to deal with, all right? I got fucking big business deals to close. I got hands to shake, I got papers to sign, and I got fucking movies to make, all right?
Speaking of which, with these big moves we're making, when we build out our first dream studio, how do you envision that? I'm assuming that wherever we're going with this, we have whatever, a small medium bedroom size at least to work with.
Right.
How do you picture this? Is it couch? Is it chairs around a table? Do we have a screen up? What do you think is like the ideal beginner professional podcaster?
Soft furniture for sure. Soft furniture, not a table.
I heard an interesting one on, believe it or not, Logan Paul's podcast, which I guess now is the #1 podcast in the world. Impulsive.
Really?
Maybe. That's what they say. But anyway, they have for the regular hosts, him and his two buddies, nice whatever $800-900 office chairs, good ergonomic seats.
Right.
And then the guest has like a $50 stool because guests would lean back away from the mic that was mounted on the table.
Wow.
And if you keep them with good posture, it's not a problem.
Dude, they had Ben Shapiro on their podcast.
That's hysterical.
That's such a geek, dude. They had Ben Shapiro went on Logan Paul's podcast.
I think he's trying to be the millennial Joe Rogan, and I think he's doing a successful job of it so far.
He's too ideological to be.
Recently, comedians that I like and fought, like Tim Dillon was on it, Andrew Schultz was on it, and then also
Logan Paul. I thought you were talking about
Logan
Ben
Paul's.
Shapiro.
No. Also, though, Ben Shapiro, political, like he's, I think, starting to get the same, trying to engender the same type of culture around his podcast and guest selection as Rogan. I think he's trying to be the late 20s Joe Rogan.
Right, a little more bro-y. Yeah, right.
But it looks like he's doing a great job, so kudos to him.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you across the table, bud.
He's definitely chilled out, too. I feel like his main focus now is the podcast. And honestly, dude, like, they've had a couple guests on that I care about. I've listened to clips. I think I actually listened to the whole episode that they had the Call Her Daddy girls on.
That podcast, I tried, but it just could not hook me.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I listen every Wednesday. I hate it more and more. I think I'm liking it less and less. I might cut
hating
it off
more
soon.
and more is a synonym for liking it less and less.
Right, but hating more and more is like a growing feeling, where liking it less and less is a shrinking feeling.
Yeah, they're inverses because those are the opposite feeling.
No, but you can like something less without hating it more. You can just feel less about it.
They don't have to be tied.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but
fair point.
There was a whole bunch of drama around that because afterwards, then they had, what's the guy's name, the head of Barstool?
Dave Portnoy?
Dave Portnoy was also on the Logan Paul podcast to talk about the Call Her Daddy drama because Barstool owns Call Her Daddy.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a deep rabbit hole. Probably not interesting, but yeah.
How meta can we get covering podcast in podcast drama on
another
really. Podcast? Oof. So anyway, Dream Studio.
Right.
Soft furniture. You think
Yeah.
Like a couch, 2 couches, 3, 4 chairs?
Couch, 2 chairs.
I like the idea of having seating for up to 4.
Yeah. Couch,
I think
2
that's
chairs.
the ideal.
I think so. Yeah. Maybe 4 chairs, maybe 4 comfy chairs.
We get a couch and
with
then
like
guests have 1 or 2 chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, word. Coffee table in the middle, mounted mics or loose mics?
Mounted for sure.
Mounted on the table? Because then you got to sit up. You're not lounging. Or I guess big extender
maybe
arms?
There's like, yeah, like a big arm that like goes down to the floor, comes up and around. and then like comes from behind you over you, so you can kind of like move it like that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
behind, so table in front, but the mics are all mounted behind the chairs and couch.
Right.
I like that. I like that a lot. And then
Sounds more expensive.
I'm
though,
imagining
I will
this in like
say.
a rough V shape with the table in the middle.
Right.
And then at the wide open end of the V, we would have maybe a screen mounted on the far wall.
Right.
Hooked up to what would be like maybe in the corner a desk with like computer, the wiring, all the soundboard shit.
Right. And because
and
here,
one more seat for our sound engineer.
If the microphones are mounted behind the chairs, then like you can kind of swivel around and keep it with you.
Yeah.
As opposed to moving away from the table, because when this TV is on the wall and everyone wants to watch it, some people are gonna have to swivel their chairs. So these have to be
good move.
chairs.
Behind the mic is a good call.
Yeah,
or behind the chair mount.
And then also, soundproofed walls. You get that like foam up there so that there's no echo, because I don't imagine this room would be too big.
Yeah, good call.
Probably a desk with a computer so we can see like the recordings like going while we're speaking with like a timer.
Our sound engineer will be handling that live.
Right.
Have 2 camera angles mounted, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I want to do video with this.
Yeah.
And then we can do what looks like maybe my favorite part of podcasting, which is start building up the back wall, the backdrop.
Oh yeah.
You
just
can fucking decorate, stack shit up, put shelves there. I want shelves.
Just add character. Shelves are big.
Yeah, shelves are a move, bro.
Yeah, come on. You can't not have shelves. Bare
Absolutely.
Walls? Are you joking?
Absolutely.
No. Are you an amateur?
Jesus.
Come on now.
Not a podcast?
Come on, dude. One color, what? Wallpaper.
As we're still recording audio only. I think video is the next step. We gotta get on that.
Right.
Especially if we're gonna blow it up and go big.
I agree. We should try video, but there's a lot of podcasts
YouTube, and the YouTube algorithm is the way to grow, though.
Yeah, true.
I think YouTube, stream clip, whatever.
Yeah.
Video podcast. That's the way to gain viewership.
Definitely, especially it works a lot better for clips. Video works better for clips.
People follow it for audio, but
they find it
with
clips.
video.
Very true. Very true.
And that's why I think we got to start doing it. We got some big things in the works, some medium things really, but like some small and medium things in the works for longtime viewers. You'll see it soon. Maybe the next episode after this. We'll see how it goes.
Your patronage is paying off. Trust me.
You're not Patreonage, but
yes,
patronage.
But the spirit is what
soon
counts.
enough.
Yeah,
you'll see.
Yeah, you guys can pay us for episodes real soon. Just don't worry about it. We will eventually be accepting your money.
You think maybe 5-6 months? It'd be real swell if we could start monetizing by the time I have no income at all.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's
It'd be cool. $5 a month. I got a coffee. I could subsist on that. That's ramen budget.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're
assuming a single patron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to overestimate.
Right.
You wouldn't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how YouTube revenue works, but hopefully that'll start pouring in at the rate that we're racking up. I think we're at our actual 12th subscriber now.
Yeah, and then
20 episodes after.
And then we put on, and then we start selling merch and we start making mad money there.
Then we can sell out. We can be government shills.
I hate it when YouTubers sell out to the government. It always ruins big channels.
But it is what I'm looking forward to for our channel.
Yeah, Biden, give me a call.
Well, that's our guest next time on
Couple Fries.